Hey guys, Yuyukirby here with another episode of MediEvil. In the last episode, holding my words ready. We took the south path from the Scarecrow Fields and headed up into the Pumpkin Gorge, and took care of the root of all evil, the Pumpkin Serpent. This time, we're going to be taking the upper path from the Scarecrow Fields and head into the Sleeping Village. This town was once oh so lively. What's the opposite of lively? Deadly? Yes, that's what this town is now. I love that. This is really funny to me. Alrighty, so in this stage you start off with a There we go. You start off with a 61% of your chalice filled. That is because there are very few enemies in here.
Poor villagers. The master possesses them. It mustn't hurt them. Hurt guards, though. They seek out an object of great power.
Yep. Going into here, we will cover we will see the zombified village, the soul zombified villages. Do not kill them. You will lose chalice points. And they barely give you enough. Not barely. They give you just enough enemies to actually cover that.
Was awarded Smithy of the Season by our readers. His outstanding casts have produced many intricate and hard-wearing iron goods and sculptures. Willie only uses the finest of metals in his work, and is particularly noted for his magnificent busts. Old Man Willie was quoted as saying,
Aye, when I get pumping on me bellows, there's no stopping me. It's all in the rhythm, up and down, up and down. I've always been inspired by the stories of Stan your Iron Hewer, the greatest smithy that ever was.
Yep, we actually have to do a little bit of smithing in this stage. No, that's Silver Shield. We do not want that. We head over here into the church. We find healing pool.
a crucifix once stood here, but the mayor took it. Find a replacement and see how the church should really look.
Yep, our main goal for this stage is to is to make a new crucifix. How do we do that? Well, first of all, simple daring dash will get the villagers out of your way. First thing is actually no. Let's just head to here, and where we need the moon rune. Push this onto here to unlock a door there. So we cannot move anywhere here until we get the moon rune done. Over here we find the merchant gargoyle, but I don't really use him until the enemies actually appear. The real ones. And there's the moon rune. So let's actually go and do this. Now it's the sewer where you can smash the barrels for some stuff, and also collect for a club. Manage this guy to stun him, and head upstairs to find the. Yeah, be careful when hitting them. Do not. Yeah, honestly, if I remember correctly, it takes about 3 to kill a
Mr. Shanks, landlord of the Troll's Head, to clean
to
the
kill a
stone,
villager.
lower the pedestal.
So honestly, well, we're not going to be doing that. They can be really annoying though. Just basically because they have them in so many spots. Like right there, that is a very annoying spot. And we take this, and well, we found the gold to do the to make into the this. Once you acquire the gold head,
hurry, comrades, tear this place apart. If we don't find the shadow artifact, Lord Zarek will have us mucking out the demons for the next millennium.
now these guys, you can beat down, you can give beat downs, and you'll gain points. These guards just shoot. There's nothing special about them, although they look like train conductors. Anyway, oh, there's another one. Anyway, we round about back to where we were. Also, they do take the place of the people. Some of the people, actually. The villagers in the houses, and there's also a guy near the lake, near the smithery. Those do not. Those are not replaced. Now we hit that switch to acquire the Chaos Rune. First, let's read this book near the Trollhead.
The rune key is held aloft by the flow of water from the fountain. You may have to wait for the next drought.
Or turn off the fountain. And we'll use the Chaos Rune to enter here. And in here, we'll actually get a little bit of backstory.
History of Gallowmere, Volume
Jerk.
1. During the dark time that was Gallowmere's not too distant past, it was King Peregrine who thwarted Zarok the Necromancer and his plan to enslave the land. Zarok, once the king's mage, had fallen out of favor with the ruler for conducting outlandish experiments on the bodies of the dead. It was said that deep within Peregrine Castle, the dead were restless. The dead are to be honored, not kept as the playthings of alchemists, declared King Peregrine as he banished Zarok from the castle. All of Zarok's living dead were routed out and destroyed. Zarok, being an unforgiving soul, went into hiding and vowed to wreak his revenge on the king.
If you actually want to read these, it's best to knock this guy out a lot.
History of Gallowmere, Volume 2. Rumors of ill-doing and dark deeds abounded through the land of Gallowmere. It was whispered that Zarok had employed the aid of shadowy demons to help build a vast castle. Under the cover of night, Zarok's dark army spilled forth from their corrupt haven. The army marched south across the Silver Mountains and through the Silver Woods. Soon afterwards, even the Pumpkin Lands belonged to Zarok. The folk of Gallowstown cried out for help. Save us, good King Peregrine. Retaliation was swift and violent. King Peregrine's forces, led by the brave Sir Fortescue, drove Zarok's army back from Gallowstown. Oh, there was much rejoicing, but the war was not yet over.
And Mickey's in here now. Now he's going
History
to just be
of
listening.
Gallowmere,
Aren't you?
Volume 3.
What?
News that Zarok's army had now taken
Yeah,
the
I'm
Bloodlands
recording.
caused much concern. From this vantage point, Zarok could march west to take the Enchanted Forest. This sacred place would prove a
No, you
bitter
can't
defeat
get on
if
my
it
lap.
fell into the hands of the evil
No, you
sorcerer.
can't.
It was Sir Dan Fortescue who once again led the king's militia to rid the demon host from the land. Yet the evil wizard was cunning and had prepared an ambush. Titanic battle ensued, of which history has never seen the like. It is said that the day would have gone to Xerox, but for the skill and valor of one man. Fortescue led the charge deep into the massed ranks of the undead, felling Xerox's bodyguard, the fearful Lord Kodok, and before finally succumbing to his own mortal wounds, slew the traitorous sorcerer with a mighty sweep of his sword.
Good, he's still unconscious. This guy's kind of the most annoying because of how
History
many
of
books are in
Galloway,
here.
Volume 4. The forces of evil were destroyed, but at a terrible price. None but a handful of the king's militia returned from that field. Galloway lost a whole generation of young men that day, including Canny Tim, the legendary crossbowman, and Fortescue's second-in-command, who fell in the first volley of arrows. Xerox's body was never found, though if it lies unmourned in an unmarked grave, then no one in Galloway would shed a tear. The shadow demons that had fallen under Xerox's banner were unnatural creatures that did not belong in the world of mortal men. The king declared that they be banished, entombed under the pure earth of the enchanted earth. Imprisoned within an impregnable box of the king's design, the demons were buried deep underground. Their tomb was sealed with a magical device that has since come to be known as the Shadow Artifact.
Huh, that explains why those guards are looking for it.
Heroes from History, a retrospective. Chapter 1.
Hey.
In addition to being the strongest
that,
man
Mickey
who
was
ever
correction
lived,
4.
Stanier Ironhewer was
Which he knows to not
unsurpassed
do.
in his skill as a blacksmith. He was equally happy pounding on his anvil at home as he was pounding on someone's head in battle. It was said that his only fear was the end of the village smithy as the focus of manufacture in favor of more centralized units. As if.
Yeah, this one's a little bit of a weird one, so I'm going to kind
Chapter
of
2.
read it. Oh, there we
Born
go.
a humble peasant to one of the nomadic tribes from the Eastlands, Bloodmanoth Skullcleaver gathered an army of horsemen and swept over half the civilized world. When he finally died, attempting a single-handed attack on a garrison in the north while armed only with a spike on his helmet, he was the richest and most powerful peasant of his day. Chapter 3.
There we go.
Carl Sterngard spent most of his formative years under siege at his family castle. With his impregnable magic shield, Sterngard's motto was, "The best form of attack is defense." Sadly, his shield couldn't protect him against poor eating habits, and he died during a post-battle feast while swallowing a large sausage he had failed to chew.
Oh my.
Chapter 4. Truly the hero's hero. Woden the Mighty was fearless, single-minded, and uncompromising. Unbeaten in combat,
And a jerk.
he inspired raw fear in friends and enemies alike. Not to mention in close family members and pets. Chapter 5. Trained from birth in all forms of combat, Imanzi Shongama was the warrior queen of a tribe of Amazons. The bold and the beautiful Shongama banished all males from her territory, except the handful she kept on to mow the lawns of her people. Chapter 6. A full-time mother and homemaker, Megwin Stormbinder had to defend her settlement from barbarian raiders while the menfolk were away on a hunting trip. She fought off repeated attacks, armed only with a pitchfork and a rolling pin, and with one arm holding her baby. Legend has it that the gods, impressed by her indomitable courage, intervened and added thunderbolts to her arsenal. She won the battle with a couple of bolts to spare on her husband when he finally returned. Chapter 7. Dirk Steadfast was a
I always
fierce
hate how
opponent
long this
against his
lasts
magic sword
and how
and a
long
firmly
the
held
skip.
belief that only
So I'm sorry
men
for how
can
boring
defend
this is.
themselves. Real men are
But we wanna
always
do
on
lore.
the attack. He was a friend and contemporary of Karl Sterngard, and was with him even to the end. It was whilst Steadfast was explaining his views on Sterngard's shield during a feast that the latter had his tragic and inexplicable accident.
I love how the narrator starts laughing.
Chapter 8. Descended
There
from
we
the
go.
finest centaur bloodstock, Ravenhooves the Archer was the last prince of his people. A proud and haughty aristocrat, he was an accomplished hunter, sportsman, duelist, playboy, raconteur, and 3 times Derby winner.
And now, last but not least, ourselves.
Chapter 9. Captain of the militia in the time of King Peregrine, Sir Daniel Fortescue found fame when he killed the renegade wizard Zerok. A career soldier raised in the royal household, he was adored by the men under his command, and renowned for his loyalty to Gallowmere. It was said that Fortescue was always destined for greatness. With his square jaw, steely gaze, and thick shock of hair as black as raven's wings, he looked every inch the hero.
Yep. Also, we have 2 more.
Tourist's Guide to Gallowmere, Part 1. The land of Gallowmere is a wondrous land of breathtaking sights and adventure. If it's beauty you are looking for, be sure to check out the sights of the Enchanted Forest. Scale the heights and see the nests of giant dragon birds. Seek out weird and wonderful plant life. Go ooh and ah at the sight of baby dragon toads splashing about in the crystal clear ponds. Why not take a walk through the Pumpkin Valley? Pumpkin is Gallowmere's favorite dish, and about now the valley is just bulging under the weight of young podlings awaiting harvest. Tourist Guide to Gallowmere, Part 2. If it's mystery you're looking for, then the seasoned adventurer should travel to the ruins of King Peregrine's castle. Yes, this is the fortress from which the fabled King Peregrine once hailed. It is said that the king's crown was lost in the dungeons below the castle, and that the ghost of the regent himself now haunts these cold stone passageways. Spooky. Why not take the swamps and seek out the mythical town of Mellowmead? This place was once said to be a place of fantastical arcane alchemy, but an age has passed since it was consumed by the murky swamps. Perhaps great treasure awaits any adventurer that can locate its watery resting place.
And we have one more book that's behind this. I apologize for how long that took, but again, look. We also have the Crucifix cast. Oh, there's a trophy for getting money.
To
Yep.
whom it may concern, I must make haste, for Zerok's men will be here within the hour. I have taken the crucifix from the church. It is the key to a key. I used the cross to make the attached cast. Then I had it destroyed. It is my hope that this cast falls into the hands of a just and good hero. Signed, the town mayor.
Well, at least the good hero has it now. Excuse me. Anyway, now that we have everything needed, let us gladly return to the smithing. Use the crucifix cast, and then use the bust, and let's melt them down. And time to acquire the crucifix, which now that we have that, we can return over to the church. We'll use this. We'll use this to recover our health. Use the crucifix to unlock a new to grab a key to unlock the gate near this area and another door.
Dear
And a book.
sir or madam, on my travels across Galamir, I have come across many mysterious and enchanting finds. However, that which filled me with deepest dread was that bully boy Zarok will stop at nothing to retrieve this item. I fear that he already knows that it is I who possess it. Yours fearfully, the town mayor.
Yep. I think I skipped some stuff. Oh well. Anyway, now with this door unlocked, we can go into this little area. Like I said, this guy is the only villager that actually stays, that's actually outside, which I don't really like. And we'll get to the reason why I don't like that very soon. Well, not very soon, in a little bit. Anyway, hop out into the marriage area. Yeah, where we counter some more guards. Slash him down. Slash or smash him down. And we'll also cover a smashable area. Smash it open to find the chalice and some money. And we'll pop this. But our main goal in this little area is to climb up onto the roof. Camera. Thank you. Hop into the chimney where we wind up in the mayor's house. Pull the lever, and that will unlock the door to the gate, which is where we end the level. Go to the table, and since we also have the key, unlock the safe. No, we can't take the armor. And acquire the shadow artifact, which is what we need to complete the enchanted earth. But, like I said, actually, never mind. Anyways, going back to the broadsword, and we have a little bit of a battle challenge to do. Yeah, the broadsword is not a bad weapon. It's not a bad weapon to use. Anyway, beat those guys to unlock the door. But let us return to where the mayor had. Oh no, it was this way. Yeah. Anyway, turn to where the chalice was so we can be able to grab it. So we can get our way going to the Hall of Heroes. We'll gladly read this.
Capture that greedy profiteer, the town mayor. Take him to the asylum dungeons. Give the fat boy a good going over. Locate the shadow artifact. Bring me back something nice.
Then back to the Hall of Heroes. Now that we have 8, run on back. 8 is when you actually talk to the other one between Raven
Look at your
Hoods
honey
and
madame
the
and your
Amazon.
bones, Fortescue. You're so nouveau day. I, Ravenhooves, last prince of the centaurs, have not galloped the earth in over 10,000 years. Do yourself a favor, Fortescue. Take my longbow, more powerful than a crossbow. The option of flaming arrows, it is truly the weapon of noblemen. Congratulations! You don't quite have my breeding, Mr. Johnny-come-lately, but there's hope for you yet.
And with that, we acquired a longbow. Now, Raven Hoods did say that there are some upgrades we could get. We will be getting those each time it's time to get one. We will be talking to Raven Hoods. There is a flaming option and a magic option. Also, I'm gonna just go ahead and like this. You also can charge up your shots, just like with a spear. It's much stronger than the crossbow, but I don't know why I looked there. Yeah. So this is where we're actually going to go ahead and end. I apologize for the fact that we only did one level, but I also apologize for the fact that I did want to show off those lore moments. So yeah, yeah. So next time we'll continue along the path and we'll go and take care of the next zone. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Hypnotized citizens of a once thriving town. They'll happily invite you in for tea, but if they ask to borrow a shovel, you should probably decline. Xerox Mechanical Goon Squad, developed deep in the City of Madness, although manufactured in China, of course. That coal in their stomach fuels them, whilst also cooking up a mean brisket.